Namaste, world raisers. So today, once again, I'm in the park in Varanasi, and I just want to talk about higher versus lower Hindus, right? And this is applicable to all peoples and all religions, but I just want to talk about, Hindus in particular, because Hinduism, everybody knows about it. There's no denying that we have this caste system. So it was initially the Varna system, which it turns out was, quite rigid and structured, in itself. And then it became solidified over time. And then it turned into this system that's very rigid. And then you have like discrimination from the higher castes towards the lower castes. So there's no denying that. It's leading to a lot of the very low caste, the Dalits in particular, are like mass converting to other religions just because of the discrimination and not feeling welcomed and not really even having the opportunity for inclusion and access to, higher spiritual teachings and truth. So, there's a big push amongst Christians that are mass converting these Dalits. And it's happening. You can just look it up on YouTube. So anyways, so that's not really what I want to talk about, because in reality, the difference between higher and lower, we're talking about levels of consciousness. And right now there's many Brahmins. Yeah, I heard stories about some Brahmins, the priestly class, the ones who are supposed to be more holy, with access to the knowledge and the truth. And of course there are some that are very good and kind and loving and peaceful and blissful at the high levels, really doing what they're supposed to. But there's a lot that have strayed from that, right? And then aren't so good. So it's apparent that, this distinction and discrimination amongst, the castes just has to be, eradicated. And the best way to do that is for anybody that becomes aware on the spiritual path to just, let go of that. It's just a mental construct. It doesn't exist ultimately in reality. It's just it's just a play. It's just a show. So ultimately what's important there, okay? So ultimately what's important is the levels of consciousness, right? So if you're a higher being in the higher levels, you're a higher Hindu. And if you're in the lower levels, like stuck in lust, anger, shame, guilt, hate, revenge, the pride, so very much the lower levels of consciousness, you're going to be, a lower Hindu. The higher levels are courage, willingness, acceptance, love, appreciation, reason. And reason is extremely powerful, because just through reason, so that's like wisdom, knowledge, access to the higher teachings can totally, transform your life, raise you up out of the lower levels just by understanding, reality, right? And how to behave, how to treat people with dignity, as we're all sovereign beings. We're all part of the divine. So to really take that on, access that, incorporate that into your daily life. And then from reason, of course, it's easy to tap into, acceptance and love, and then to begin to be that. So that ultimately is what distinguishes, higher versus lower. And then the spiritual journey. So if you're spiritual, you may start off in the lower levels, in the suffering, but then you're striving to climb out of that suffering, really pursuing the moksha and the liberation, which, it's not possible in the lower levels. You're going to continue to accumulate negative karma, and then you're going to keep spinning through the cycles of perpetual, endless, birth and death. So ultimately, if we want to get into the higher realms, especially if you want to get into even like a physical world, like a physical heaven, that's possible as well. Anything is possible. It's incredible that we're living in this, this divine, incredible universe. It's an infinite universe spinning in a field of infinite universes. And it's also said, like within the Vedas, that the material universes comprise only a quarter of the potency of God, right? So the non-physical realms are 3/4 of the power of the infinite. So it's incredible. Yeah, so anything is possible within the infinite field, the infinite mind of God. So we got to keep that in mind. We got to hold on to that possibility, right? The possibility to rise up within ourselves, to battle the dark forces, to seek the truth, to seek the wisdom, to seek that power and that completeness and that wholeness and that fulfillment within, to really heal any negativities and then rise up into the higher states. And then ultimately that's what it's all about. And I think there's a resurgence. I got an amazing comment the other day on one of the videos talking about, yeah, it's being foretold even through like, the astrology readers, the astrologists amongst, Hindu circles, talking about a big resurgence of spirituality amongst the youth, which is going to be happening right now for the next number of years, leading to, a higher level of consciousness. And then we can enter into this new golden age at the beginning of the Kali Yuga, which is supposed to be, the grace period, right? So we have access to all of the teachings. It's an unprecedented time right now. And then as we raise the field, then that's going to raise the field of, people in power as well. And then it's going to manifest a brighter future, because with the advent of AI and the technologies and the destructive capabilities of all of our war machines and the number of nuclear weapons out there, that's just not sustainable. So do we need a nuclear war and fallout and to wake us up? Or are we going to wake up in time to prevent that? So ultimately, that's my hope and my wish, is that we raise ourselves, get into the higher states, so we vibrate higher. We pray for the world. We pray for ourselves. So I pray for you guys, anybody struggling out there, anybody in the lower levels. I'm sending my prayers and my wishes for you, that you might come out of those dark states. Anybody, lonely, depressed? I'm with you. You gotta fight. You gotta focus on the good. You gotta read the scriptures. You gotta seek the wisdom and the truth, get that inspiration, connect with the divine, and then, get into the higher levels. That's what it's all about. And that's where the freedom, the liberation, the joy, the happiness, despite the external circumstances, you can get into a peaceful, content state of mind. So I hope that for you. And I wish you all the best. And let me know what you think down in the comment section. If you're going through a hard time, I can pray for you. But all the best. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.